What time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, he's back from the dead. Your show. Putting it on the map, yeah. Saskatoon. Right next to New York. New York. Yeah, what show, yeah. Your show. What time is it? Your show. Yeah, time to talk some shit, yeah. Your show. Yeah, fun Maggie. Bark, bark, wolf, wolf, move on to treat, yeah. Keep listening.
Oh, man. Dude, you want to talk about the dream coming to fruition. That countdown clock we have. We run a 10-minute countdown clock for the two people that watch a show, Hi to Mom and Dad, to link up and start watching it. And during that time, it was just silent. I was like, man, we got to get something going there. One of our guests today, the great Matt Cuthbertson, who joins us every Tuesday. You know him from all the bands. Said, I got you, bro. He just made that little thrash brown for us real quick to run during the countdown. So thank you to him. He also has another treat for us. He's going to stop by in a little bit as we will say hello to him as well. Tuesday means Uncle Mike's in the house. Maybe we'll have a new promo code. I didn't even talk to him about it yet, but he loves throwing those promo codes out. DAM20 is still the promo code you can use up until he gets here, I think, maybe possibly. So we'll get to that as well. A very happy Tuesday to you. I've been doing a lot of that lately. What's that called? What's that? It's like a salute. I've been saluting a lot. I don't know why. We got the Phenom in the booth today. Hope you've had yourself one hell of a Tuesday. Hopefully it's almost done for you. Shout out to SCS, Sonner Concrete Services, as they help build this space. I just talked to Sonner, a.k.a. Sweet Ass, on the phone. We're going to try to get a golf game going soon. Well, he golfs. I just lose balls everywhere. So that's a story for another day. That is where we're at right now. But we have another surprise special guest by Zoom. Now, Coach Mazer has been doing a lot of producing lately. He said, I got a surprise for you. And that surprise turned out to be our buddy Cade out in Vancouver. He said, I got another one. He had this one booked like 6 days ago. And he wouldn't give me any clues. So we're just going to go straight to our mystery guest now on the Zoom and figure out who's joining your show today. Let's go ahead, Phenom. Let's pop it up here. See what we got. What the heck? Come on! All the way from Australia? Are you kidding me? Adrian Balarjon in the house, former coach of yours truly and so many others. Dude, can you hear me right now? Are you there? Hello.
You bet, GM. Happy Wednesday.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I guess it's a Wednesday for you. Hey, where'd you get your Rhinos hat? You must have been home like recently.
Oh, about 5-6 years ago, I got to jump on the field with the boys again, and it was obviously in memory of the Pink Wig Foundation and all the great work that Corey King's done. So had to bring it out today for you.
This is so cool, dude. I've been following along on your adventure as man. How long have you been over there now? Like you've been living in Australia for a long time, eh?
Yeah, about 2005, right after the Canada Summer Games, when we were doing some baseball there, and then jumped on the plane. And the plan was to come here for a couple of years, GM, and that's turned into, I don't know, what are we, 18, 19 now?
That's so crazy. So to tell me about what you're doing. I know you're coaching, you wrote a book, you're doing so much cool stuff. And I love these surprise guests. This is so darn awesome. What time is it on Wednesday there? Is it the morning there? I'm always getting messed up with Aussie time.
Yeah, we're about 16 hours ahead. So it's 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm in a place called Casino, New South Wales. So it's on the East Coast. We're here for the under 14 national championships for baseball. And so we're about, anybody who knows Australia, it's about 30 minutes south of Byron Bay.
There you go. I went there way, way back, and we stayed at a lovely little place called Rosebud in the Mornington Peninsula. Are you anywhere close to there?
Yeah, so I live in Melbourne, and Rosebud's about an hour drive. So yeah, know it really well.
That's hilarious. Yeah, man, that was a hell of a time. I almost died there. Worked in a vineyard, and it was bad. I got food poisoning by the poison sprayer in the vineyard. No one believed me until I started puking everywhere. It was wild. I thought it was raining, and it was like plus 50. Anyways, we can tell stories like that forever. We want to hear more about you. So you're coaching baseball out there, and you say national team. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, it's the state team. So the age group is probably similar to when you were playing with the Cardinals, GM, and we were coaching. And I think we went to Estevan that year for provincials.
And then we went to Westerns in Vernon.
Yep, you betcha. So this is the national championships. There's 10 teams from across Australia. We're 3 games in. We've got a couple more days to go. And we didn't get off to the best start. So we got one more game today, and then they'll reseed, and we'll go from there.
Okay, so now what kind of stuff, as in like challenges, do you come across being a Canadian coaching in Australia? Do you find there's like a smooth transition, or do you got to deal with a lot of stuff?
Yeah, I think when I came here, I wasn't sure what to expect, but the people that are involved with the sport here, they're very good with it. Like they know their stuff. Uh, Actually, being Canadian probably helped because a few guys said, "Man, you've got an accent and you're from North America. They're just going to think you know more than they do already." So I try and leverage that, but probably after about 5 minutes, they work out it's not the case.
Yeah, no, I could see how that works. So, tell me about being an author. How does it feel to be a published author? That's something I think a lot of us have strived for in life.
Yeah, it was something that when I finished work, so I worked in corporate for 18, 20 years, back in Saskatoon, and then I did some work in Africa and then out here in Australia. And so now what I'm doing is I'm speaking, go to conferences. You think when you go to an offsite and they bring in somebody to rev up the group, and I'll work with leadership teams. And then what people said is when you do this, you have to write a book because then you create some credibility. So I spent about a year researching around high performing teams, talking with people from around the world, and then thought, let's try and put pen to paper. Well, not really, just get up at 5 o'clock every morning and try and pump out 1,000 words on the laptop. And yeah, it was pretty cool to get it done and to get the feedback from different people who read it and see how they're using it. So yeah, I was pretty proud of that one. And now that the challenge becomes, should I write a second one?
Oh boy.
But I don't know if I'm ready to get up again at 5 o'clock every morning and start pumping out some more words.
That's something people don't think about, hey, is when you say, okay, I'm going to go write a book, you still have a real life, a real job, a real family you have to take care of. Like, it's not just something you can say, okay, I'm not doing anything else, I'm doing this.
Yeah. So I was it probably took about 6 months, and then I kind of hit a little bit of a blank, pressed pause for a couple months, and then I was like, right, got to finish this out. And a couple months later, got it all done, and yeah, rest is history.
Okay, where can people pick up the book? Tell us the name, where can we go to find it? Tell us all that good stuff.
All right, we'll do a quick plug for you, GM. Thanks for that. Yeah, so it's called Teams That Swear by Each Other, Not About Each Other. So it's on if you jump online and any online bookstore will have it. You could go to adrianbalarjan.com, but Balarjan's pretty hard to spell, so I would just jump onto Amazon or something like that. Yeah.
No, for sure. Let's talk about raising a family in Australia. How hard has that been? Because you got, what, 3 kids? 2, 3 kids? 4 kids? How many kids you got?
Yeah, we got 3 kids. Jack is 16, oh, he's 14, and Ryan, she's the boss of the family, and she's 12 now.
Of course. And how often have they come back to Canada? Like, did they know all about the family you got here and your upbringing here and all that?
Yep, all 3 of them have been lucky to spend some time in Saskatoon. We came back, I think we've been back 3 or 4 times with them, and then I came back a few years ago when Coach Hansen passed away. Yeah. And so we've been there. My family have been over here. Mom and Dad come down for 2 or 3 months. The last couple of years, they've come down for the summer here, which has been good. And yeah, but stay in touch with a lot of the crew there still, and follow everything on Instagram or whatever it might be.
Well, I love to hear that. And again, so to all your family, Steve and Shane and Mom and Dad, my mom's already texted, say hi from us. So Mom and Dad, say hi to you as well. I think everyone wants to know, how close have you been to death and how many times out there? Because everyone always talks about Australia's just a big death trap with all the snakes and spiders and stuff. Do you ever have any experiences with all that?
You know what, Gary? It's just such a common question to get asked is how close do I get to death? I think the last time I can remember going out for a run by the river by our place, and I was actually talking to a buddy of mine, Jeremy Schwartz from Saskatoon, Jaden Schwartz's cousin, from the hockey team.
Of course.
And I was out there, and there was some kind of like brown tiger snake that crosses the path, and it's like, ooh. But it's probably not as common as everybody thinks. But the golf course once in a while will have a brown snake there bathing on the putting green and that sort of thing, and you kind of just shoo them away.
Yeah, and then that's sort of what I learned. Like, I had a good 3 months there, and there's probably about 2 or 3 interactions where I actually said, oh boy, that could have been it. But as long as you're aware and you check your shoes and all that stuff, like, If you're walking and you see something fall down from a tree and it's as big as your face, just get out of the way and you're fine, right?
It's the spiders, man. That's the stuff where you got to check your shoes.
Yeah.
You know, the white tail and the red tail. Those are the ones that apparently can do some damage.
So what I'm hearing, though, is the payoff for not having a full-on Canadian winter is definitely worth those close calls.
GM, I think I would struggle to have to come back for 3 or 4 or 5 months of it. We'll get down to, in the winter, we might get down to -1 overnight.
Oof.
But usually in the mornings in winter, it's about 8 degrees. So to go back to -20 might be nice for 3 days around Christmas, but that would be a real struggle.
This is so cool. So you got the book going on, you got the baseball going on. What else is going on with you there, real quick, before we let you get back to your morning there on a Wednesday in Australia?
Yeah, I think the big thing right now is just between the business running that. It's been a lot of fun. Like last company I worked for was 22,000 employees. So now running with my company now we're 1.2. So that's been a little bit of a challenge, but really keen to get out to Canada and do a little bit of speaking there as well. So when I do that, I'll make sure I let you know.
Yeah.
And but yeah, that's pretty much it. The 3 kids running around baseball. Baseball works a little bit differently. You know how we grew up playing in zones.
Yeah.
Here you have a club. So you play with a club from the time you're 4 to the time, I know you could be 73 and you play with that same club, and we all have our own clubhouses. We've got an indoor batting cage. It's like we've got our own facility. And so that's pretty cool. A little bit different than playing out at Kiwanis or where else did we play? The Bantam Diamonds there, where everybody shared.
Lions, cool. All that stuff.
Yeah, Lions, that's it.
Dude, imagine if we had facilities like that. We would have won Westerns. Maybe we would have went to those nationals instead of getting screwed over at Estevan. I will never forget that final game, that gold medal game in the provincials. I don't want to get too much into it, but we were doomed from the start, I think.
Yeah. I love that you love it, but it's great to see all the boys still doing the thing and hanging out, and great to see you working your magic here as well, GM. Love it.
Absolutely, dude. And please stay in touch. Let us know when you're back. We'll get you in the studio. I got a spot for you right in this chair right here. Look at this. And we can promote whatever you're promoting. We can talk. We can hang out. And we can basically use this facility for what it's for. And I've said this from the start. It's all about making the world a better place and helping all of our talented friends continue to do what they're doing. You're another great example of that. So thank you again for everything you do, brother. Say hi to the family. And we'll talk again real soon, all right?
All right, GM. Take care, buddy.
Love it. Ladies and gentlemen, Adrian Balarjon, former coach of my baseball career. That's hilarious. That dude right there is the reason I played A-ball. Okay? I was not an A-ball player at all. Kurt Dahl's younger brother, Buntis, and I, we were the bench warmers on that A-ball team. The Braves and the Cardinals joined forces. We were like a super team. And I knew right away, because Coach's brother was our coach as well. So him and Coach Deutscher and Coach Balarjon, they coached us all the way through, and such incredible coaches too, like really good dudes. But I was the bench guy. Like I'd go on to, pinch hit here or there. And the best part of being the bench guy was I finished like 4th on the team with dingers. I had 4 dingers that year, and 2 of them were grand salamis. So my numbers, I was batting like 147 with a cut. Like, it's so fun. Anyway, shout out to him. What a great treat from Coach. Adrian Balarjon, all the way from Australia. Who would have thought? What a great dude. Wow, that's one way to kick off a show, hey? That's fantastic. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we played the intro before. It wasn't the intro. It was the music that was created during the countdown. And I talked a little bit earlier with the composer of said music during the countdown. And he also has another treat for us. So we're going to play that previously recorded segment for you right now, and then we'll come back with another treat for you. So let's go ahead and run that there, Phenom. That's okay. We can play it now. I'll rock out to it. Go ahead. So, basically, you know Ben Dufferin from all the music. In Time to Demise, Making It Into Eternity. He played this song. He created this for us because we were talking about the Paperboy theme. So we have a Paperboy theme set. That is the Paperboy theme song redone. I like to call it Matified by the great Matt Cuthbert. So we're going to use that for transition. I'm not sure where we're going to go, but He was here earlier talking about it. So let's go ahead and play that pre-tape now, my friend. Thank you very much, Phenom. The Tuesday tradition continues as I drool on myself with excitement. And it's not because I have a chew-in right now, I swear. Matt's in the house!
Yeah, I am.
Give it up for him.
That's right. That's right.
You know him from all the bands. He has become one of our Tuesday regular guests. And we always appreciate every single second that you give us. How you doing, brother?
I'm great. I'm invigorated, excited.
You look
I
good.
had a great morning of music, which
Nice.
involved
Yes.
you.
Okay. So you may have noticed we've been playing some new tunes throughout the imaging of the show, and that is thanks to this guy. And do you want to comment on it now, or do you want to just?
Well, okay, because I kind of did a couple things today.
Yes.
So do you want to talk about the loopy one?
Yes. Let's
or-
talk
or-
about the loopy one. So in the countdown today, you may have heard music in the background, and that music is from this man.
Yeah, so about a month ago, I'd started working on this song for you, for the show.
That's so cool.
And then I was like, oh, I want it for Ravenwitch. It's
Yep.
too good. And then play those shows that kind of just sat around for a bit. And then,
Yeah, you got a little busy.
yeah, and then I've wrote another Ravenwitch song that I'm kind of has more of my attention right now. So I'm like, you know what? I'll just let that. We'll let
all
your
win is
show
what
have it.
happens. We
And
all win.
If I want to steal the riffs back,
It's
I'll
yours.
Take them back.
Yeah, it's all your
But
property.
yeah, so this morning I kind of went through that and it was pretty much done. So all I did is kind of like tweaked a few things, like because I lazily threw together a drum beat, you know, with some stock stuff.
It's just
or
so
whatever.
hilarious how you can call it lazily,
Yeah.
and then it comes through like professional.
But yeah,
Just
so
saying.
basically I just added a few little drum fills here or there to make it sound a little
Fuller?
Yeah, but I don't want it to be too full because
it's-
you know I'm always inspired by video games music,
Yes.
which is you know.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Wait,
Hey?
no idea. But yeah, so I finished that today and sent it over to you, and I'm excited. And you know, try it out. If it works,
And-
great.
and
If it not,
The
I'll
best
do-
part of it is it keeps adding. We keep adding to this whole thing, this little dream that we sort of like. It sort of started with me, and then people have come on board like you, who like believe in the movement and believe in what we're doing and
And I
making the
like-
world a better place. And you add your little touches to
like
it, so
the
it becomes all
challenges.
of us, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And I feel so proud to be a part of stuff like this, because something that just started out as you going like this has turned into something people look forward to when they're lining up, getting ready to start the show.
And it's helped my musicianship because you know it keeps me on point where every week it's like, oh, I gotta
do something
to
here,
do. I gotta
something
do
there.
something.
Yeah.
And it's nice to have projects on the go because you know it's easy to just you know
Yeah,
sit
come
back and-
complacent. Oh
yeah.
man, that's one of my biggest things here. I was just talking to you before we started here about how it's like a blessing and a curse living in the same place you work, because it's so easy for you to be like, oh, I don't want to move. Like my neck is going crazy right now. It's like, oh, I should just not do anything. But
You look awful.
at the same, but at the same time, we're still doing work.
Exactly.
Because I
If
don't
you
have
wanna
to
call it
pack up
work.
and go, and that's what I was getting
Yeah.
to. We don't have to pack up and drive anywhere. I get to hang out with my buddy, talk about music in the garage.
Oh, it's great. Like,
That's not work.
Even our relationship is growing because of this, which is just another
Absolutely.
benefit.
I like to say it all the time that I slowly, like very low key, tricked all of my friends into
Yeah.
coming over and hanging out with me
And
every
now,
week.
Now I'm trying to sign people up. Like I've been on Murray. I'm like, Murray,
Merbs.
you're the one, especially, you know, when we're doing the music and the
He's going to be on
the
our show.
sports stuff.
We're going to start a
Yes,
show
yeah, I know.
separately, and he's going to be a big part of
Because
that.
he's the one that can bring out the old, you know, sports statistics and this and that. Where
Not only
I
that,
know
yeah.
that stuff, but acquiring the information from my brain isn't the same as the way
And
it is for him.
he is another one of those guys where he deserves more time than a couple minutes on a show.
Well,
You know what I
absolutely,
mean?
yeah,
Like to have
absolutely.
him come in here and he'll feel like he left so much off the
Yeah,
table, and
yeah.
it's like, no, you come on. Once we start our recorded shows, like we have a full lineup coming out, and that's where he can shine, and that's what we're talking about, bringing guys in. Guys like the birthday boy, Meatball.
Happy birthday, Meeple. Okay,
My
yeah.
sexy punk rocker.
Yeah, just Jordan Lee's birthday,
Yes.
but he's Meatball. When he joined our band the first day, he came down the revolving stair.
I love that.
And
It's
he's
so
like,
cool over there.
Aaron went to go shake his hand, and he's like, "Oh, I just made meatballs. My hands smell like meatball." And she's like, "Okay, Meatball." And ever since,
Instant.
we've just been trying to disseminate that that's his name.
I was
that's-
trying to
yeah.
figure out where it came from, and that is
Yeah.
a pretty much perfect origin story.
Yeah, he is now Meatball forever.
That's it. And the guy shreds, and he's so funny. And You talk about that spiral stairs at the jam space. That's the first thing I remember too, going down there. Like the first thing everyone notices, like, this is so cool.
So cool, yeah.
And that space as a whole is just amazing.
Well, it is, and buddy Joel Kennedy was at our jam space last Friday, and he recorded us playing along to Turn in Circles, and he put together this little video. So on the Raven Witch official YouTube, if you want to check out that.
I've seen it, and then we're going to share it here today a little bit later.
It's pretty cool.
Super cool. It's all cool.
Again, it's something where a song that was released, a few months ago, we do this, and now it's a reason to,
to put it out there.
To put it out there again. It costs nothing. It's more engaging than just having, nothing there.
Yeah.
And it's fun.
This is the biggest point I always love to make around here, is that's what we want to do. We want to promote people. That's why we started this show, is to promote our friends, because we have so many incredibly talented friends that don't get the recognition they deserve for all the awesomeness that they're doing.
And then it takes a village, as we know. And
sure does.
When you have everyone behind you and supporting you, man, it makes it a lot easier, and it feels good.
And that makes me very happy to hear, because as we move forward, we are, as we've talked about numerous times, trying to turn this place into a stop for bands coming through town.
Yeah.
And like you say, when you're talking to other guys in other bands, and including like bands that share jam spaces and everyone knows each other, we keep pushing this place as the place you want to stop at in between your sound check and the time you got to get back to do your show.
And me and Aaron were talking, what we'd like to do if we're doing Zoom stuff is be cool to have a Zoom little conversation with Corey Thomas, the Manitoba Metal Fest guy, because he's worked with every band, he's did every level of
Connections,
it. So that would
man.
be a pretty cool. I think that could be a fun little segment.
And that's what I'm looking forward to as well, is being able to do these other shows away from this daily 1 hour your show that we do. This is eventually going to become just a big promotional show for all the other shows that we're recording and doing, promoting everyone else.
That's right. So should I also talk about the other thing I was working on today?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's talk about this.
So I knew this looked familiar, but when you guys were mentioning Paperboy, I was like, that's crazy. And then, and then what was it, last week, Coach Mazer was, and after the show, he comes and he's like, we need to do Paperboy theme. And I basically felt like it was like, put me in, Coach. Like, Coach Mazer's saying, you got to do Paperboy. I'm going to do Paperboy.
Bring it, Matt. Let's go.
Yeah, and, he's got his game plan. He shows me the song. He's like, you see, it goes here, and then just loop it. And I was like, okay. So, yesterday I started looking at the song because it's been about 30 years since I've personally heard the song.
It's an old song. It's an old game.
Yeah, and I put it on, and I, for the first time through, I was like, boy, this is actually a lot more difficult than I thought it was going to be, because it's basically like a counterpoint. There's two distinct melodies that are kind of weaved together.
Now we're learning music with Matt. I love this.
And then there's but and then there's the higher melody. So I kind of deciphered the bass line, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
And I did one layer of guitars on that. Then I took a fifth harmony, which is like kind of the classic death harmony. It basically makes everything sound like a power chord.
Love it.
That's what you're doing. So tightened up to the bass line of it, and then just worked on the melody today, and got something that I think is pretty.
Is pretty good.
Pretty good.
I love how it always, like, the really good musicians will never say anything is good. They'll say, I think it's okay, or I think it's pretty good. And then when you hear it, it blows your mind. But
then
it shows you, right?
There's going to be a dork there. It's like, well, actually, there's a chromatic dissension there where it stays on the A for twice.
And that's what keeps you from saying this is great and I love it. Yeah. And that makes me sad, because, as you know, it's fantastic. But we'll be playing the hell out of it.
That melody will be in my head for a few days for sure after working on it.
I think it'll be in all of ours. As like I said, we're going to play the hell out of it. So thank you for those. Is there anything else on the horizon for you in the bands? As I know you just did basically a hell of a run there the last couple of weekends.
Right now, the goal is I want to do an EP with Raven Witch and an EP with Untimely Demise, and just put those out, and then
love it.
Then play some shows. But there's no magic. I don't got anything. It's just keep putting out music, keep recording, keep
coming by here every Tuesday, so we can promote those shows and get ready. And I'm sure we will be a part of the next show in some
Oh,
way.
absolutely.
So-
You're doing a song with us.
Of course.
It just happened.
That's what I'm saying. So
You
we're
call
going to
me
be
out,
up
I
there.
gotta call you
Yeah,
out.
and I'll
Yeah.
do it happily. I love doing it, and it's going to be
You're like,
just
oh,
another
no,
one.
don't make me sing some Lagwagon or no
Damn it,
effects.
don't make me do stuff
Yeah,
I love. That's
okay.
the worst. But this is how we can do that because we have this stage now and we have this voice. So whatever venue you guys decide, you let us know, and we'll start setting stuff up with the venue and all sorts of things to get that place ready to party.
Sounds awesome.
Ladies and gentlemen, his name is Matt Cuthbertson. You know him from all the bands. Thank you for another Tuesday visit, brother. I love and appreciate you greatly, and we'll talk to you again very
Yeah,
soon.
we'll see you, Gary.
God, I love this show so much. Again, from all the bands, the great Matt Cuthbertson, the man that brought you this. Now, my guest, set the timer. Okay, the time down. So that's the Paperboy theme, but thrashed up. Matt Cuthbertson to the 11th, if you will. So that might be some good walk-on. If you were walking on this, would have been great. So yeah, you know him from all the bands. He comes here every Tuesday, the great Matt Cuthbertson. The other guy that comes here every Tuesday, our final guest for this edition of your show. As far as I know, the only live show on YouTube from 4 to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Just saying. You can also get it in all the audio places like the Spotifications and the audiobooks and the Apple Pods. All that stuff. They all got it. It's all there. It's all there for you. His name is Uncle Mike, and you know him from his all-natural products. Give it up for Uncle Mike, everybody!
Hey,
Look at that.
thank you.
You got thrown
Gary.
ISO cam.
I did. I was
Baller.
going to be right there.
Well done. Okay,
Dial
so
it in. You learn a
before-
couple things, you know. You spend a little time, you pick up on some things, you learn some things.
This guy.
I try to do my best anytime I can.
And you always crush it. So we got a lot to get to.
Thank
here.
you.
First and foremost, your muscle mud. I just want to put a full-on review out there. Since I crippled my neck from sleeping, I don't think I did anything else but sleep. Since I did that, I've been using your muscle mud, and it's the only thing that allows me to move.
Excellent.
You got it on it's like a deodorant stick, and I just get it right on there, and I do the whole spot, and then it slowly opens up, and it allows me to move a little bit. So I wanted to thank you for your muscle mud, bro.
No problem. Thank you. Developed when I messed up my back, 15 years ago or whatever, 16 years ago.
I say this all the time. It's not a mistake if you learn from it. Not that messing up your back was a mistake, but to have something come out of that, like this incredible muscle mud that works so good, dude.
I was worried when I first walked in. I'm like, oh, geez, he's got a full neck brace on. I was really...
It's like a rich man's neck brace.
yeah,
Hey? It's
it
actually
is.
just a Dr. Ho that
Oh,
just zaps me like crazy. But,
Yeah.
that's the life we live. We're gonna pay some bills real quick as Margaret is being so cute. So don't mind me while we take a little trip to Maggie Cam Town. Look at her, hey. God, I love her so much. She pays all the bills here. I say it all the time. The only reason my mom and dad watch her, or the only people that watch it, is because of the Maggie Cam. Hey, don't you go running, girl.
That was
Look
the
at her.
Prime shot right
Yeah,
there.
she's so sweet. Proudly brought to you by our friends over at Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer. Mike and Rochelle and Kirsten and Shar and Chris, always there to make your day better, I promise you. Even if you're not doing anything, you're just having a bad day, go by, say hi. They got their dog Leroy there who will make you laugh as well. Leroy and Maggie are best friends. Mike likes to say that they're dating now as Leroy walks Maggie around. Maggie doesn't like when I say that, so she's out of here. But anyways, thank you to our friends over at Pet Planet on 8th Street. So we kicked off the show with our mystery guest, former Cardinals coach. Coached me back in the day, the great Adrian Ballarson, all the way from Australia. He's down in New South Wales. Uncle Mike walks in, and what did you say to me?
I said Brenda, his mom, was just in the shop just the other day.
Everybody goes to Uncle Mike's All Naturals. Okay.
A kind of cool little happenstance there.
Yeah,
And
which is
I'm
so
sorry
cool.
I missed the conversation. I'll have to catch it up
Yeah.
when I
It's-
watch the show this evening.
It's pretty cool that just these random people just get popped up. Like coach is like, yeah, I got a really good guest for Tuesday. And then it turns out it's old coach. And then you walk in and everyone's connected.
Yeah.
His mom
That's
was just
amazing.
at your store buying
yeah,
stuff.
and they were just down there visiting him, I guess,
course,
the other
yeah.
day, and then did a tour to Southeast Asia, and
Man, that's
we
crazy.
chatted about that. And
Of course.
yeah, it was
It just makes me so proud
Yeah,
how
a
like
fun
this
little-
little family of ours is like so connected and so close.
very neat.
Makes
very
me happy.
neat.
So, and my mom was saying too, were Mark and Brenda watching? I was like, I don't know. I don't think he told them. So if they are, hello, Ballarson. It's nice to see you on the TV.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
Very neat.
Damn 20 is the promo. We're going to continue running it. So my mom was actually talking about going to the shop and seeing you and buying some stuff. So Mom, Damn 20 is the promo code. You walk in there and just yell at Uncle Mike, say, Damn 20! And then he'll take 20% off your whatever you're buying.
There you go. Just that easy.
That's very
Just
fun.
that easy.
So what else is going on in the, I don't want to say laboratory, but it is totally a laboratory, which is Uncle Mike's.
Yeah. Well, just getting caught up. I don't. I kind of come out of this like I spoke before. Kind of coming out of the winter. It's this. I get in this like slower, a little bit of a slower time. So
It's
I
the
almost
turnover time.
Yeah, I almost see I fall behind on production because I don't know. I'm not anticipating the same thing that comes every year, I guess, even though it comes every year, and I
sound like
can't
me.
see it. Yeah, it's and then it's like, oh, geez, like I'm kind of getting behind on a couple of things. So it was a little bit of catch up. I was solo in the shop today, so that always makes it a little trickier when you're kind of.
Yeah, of course.
I'm trying to get stuff done in the back, and I'm trying to do stuff, at my desk, and then
Do you have
people
a
are coming in.
doorbell that rings when someone walks in?
I do. Yes, it's currently broken right
Oh,
now.
of course. So if you walk in Uncle Mike's over, what's Quebec?
Quebec,
Quebec?
1730 Quebec Avenue.
You walk in, just
Suite
yell,
number
Uncle
5.
Mike!
Yeah.
And he'll come out from the back for you.
Yeah, you're like, I'm dirty. I need some soap.
Clean me up!
Yeah, there you go.
That's pretty sweet.
But no, so just kind of getting caught up on some things, and placing some order. It's always like you got to make the product, but you got to make sure you have the ingredients to make the product. And sometimes, if I get behind on ordering ingredients, then I'm behind on making product. Vice versa. Sometimes I struggle. But
I just
what do you do?
love watching this because we grow with every show around here. Like this is like our 36th show now or something like that.
That's
and
amazing.
as a host, well, you say it's amazing until you realize how bad of a hosting job I've just done with you. As a host, the worst thing you could possibly do is say to a guy, "Hey, what's new at the store?" When every week it's like, you're not prepared for that. You don't know what's going on. You're just trying to stay alive, like everyone else. You're just making a
Just
living, man. You're
keep
doing all these
swimming.
things on your list. Yeah,
Just
you say it
keep
all the time.
swimming.
Just keep swimming. That's what we do. So I apologize for giving you a horrible question like
No,
that.
not at all. Had one of those days. I woke up this morning. We've got put the garden in kind of on the weekend.
Oh, finally, you got around to it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
It's,
what's in the garden?
Oh, what isn't in the garden?
Wow,
It's,
it's another one of those horrible host questions.
I
in
mean,
case you're wondering.
pretty much everything. There's a couple things that I don't have that I would like, but we were pretty full up.
How big of a garden do you have out there?
It's not huge, but I will add on to it. It's about 1,200 square feet ish.
You say that's not huge?
Something.
That sounds
Well,
like
there's
pretty big.
pathways in that, and like once you put you put in a couple rows of potatoes, and it's like, well, that takes up a lot of space. And
Just for reference, that's like double the size of my house.
yeah,
So that's pretty big.
it was I mean, it obviously bigger than what I'm used to, kind of thing, or what I've had in the past.
Growth.
And then trying some different things and some raised beds, really like kind of some square foot gardening, so you're compacting things in even tighter, not your traditional rows kind of thing. But I mean, tomatoes, peppers, potatoes, peas, squash, carrots, beets,
None of that stuff.
lettuce.
Whoa.
kale.
None of that stuff's for Uncle Mike's All Naturals, though. That stuff doesn't
there's
go in
some
your stuff, does
no,
it?
there's some lavender, there's some bergamot, there's some mint.
Bergamot.
There's,
What the hell's a bergamot?
It's just a flower.
That's
It's,
not half as in my head. I was thinking it was like a burger monster or someone who doesn't like a burger not, like a guy that's like, I'll have a burger not, like a
Ooh.
bad burger joke.
Whereas a burger not like
Or like an
someone
astronaut.
you delve into the inner mixings of the burger.
I'm
through
going
the-
in.
yeah,
I'm
I
the
don't know,
burger
like,
not now.
I'm going to explore spaces unknown.
That would be pretty cool. I'd probably enjoy a show about a burger not.
Yeah, or travels the world eating burgers, exploring new burger joints. Burger Not, The Adventures of Burger Not.
I'm in. We have been exploring and sort of messing with the idea of starting some sort of like animation show because we got our voice booth. It's almost done. I think we got damn near 2/3 of it now soundproof. So we're going to have a full-on voicing studio ready to go. And I know that's something you want to get into as well. We've got a lot of very talented friends. So maybe Burger Not could be our first show that we do.
Oh my gosh, that would be amazing.
That would be a lot of fun. Okay, Uncle Mike's All Naturals. Head on over, unclemikesnatural.com.
You got it.
Not plural. Damn20
Singular.
is our promo code still for another week, so be sure to take advantage of that. Now, all the Uncle Mike's business is done. You, my friend, are a real dink. A real dink. We had a punk rock show. Now, Uncle Mike's done this as punk rock guru Mike here. We had a Dayglow abortion show that was last week. And I promised you I'd go, and we actually talked on the air about how we're real dinks for, saying we're going to go to these shows and then we don't go. And then I was feeling like garbage, and I went to sleep at about 10 o'clock that night. And I woke up the next morning it was about 11:45ish, a nice text from Uncle Mike saying, "Hey, bud, hope you're getting all the rest." And then it goes to the video of Dayglow doing a song called Drugged and Driving, which is one of our favorite Dayglow songs. And I was so pissed off at you, bro. What the hell, man? You're like, yeah, I'm not feeling good either. Let's just be old guys and rest up. And you made me feel real good. So I go to bed and I'm struggling to sleep and I wake up to that. I was so upset.
At the time, in my defense, I was very low percentage of going.
Well, yeah, because you just promised me that it was okay that I wasn't going.
Exactly.
So
But
I
I
had
also
no
wanted
shame when I
to,
slept.
like, I didn't want to shame you into going because I know we're old and we get tired and we get sick and we get run down and we
there's a million reasons not to go.
totally. And at the
Always.
time we were talking about this and like, Gary, honestly, I'm not feeling that great
And
either.
that's what
I
gave me
should
the cue. I was like,
probably
okay, good. I'm going to get better.
get a good sleep,
Yeah.
and not go.
What happened,
And
Uncle Mike?
literally by the time I got home, I was feeling better. I mentioned it to Amanda. She was like, "Well, yeah, why wouldn't you go?" And that was kind of the turning point, I guess.
So you're saying if I had a loving wife here, that would give me a little nudge, I probably would have joined
she
you.
is awesome when it comes to things like that because I will get in like a funk that I don't want to go. It's like gonna
It's
cost
so
me money.
easy.
I'm gonna
so
stay up late.
easy
Totally,
to do
it's so
that.
easy
I
not to
know,
go.
I do it all the time.
And I did that for years. Like I said, we've talked about this before. And
Yeah.
whatever. When
the
I
shame
first
that
had
comes
kids,
with it, man.
Oh yeah. And she's like, well, no, why don't you go? Like it's yes, I was out until about midnight. But I didn't have a single drink. It was just like I just went and enjoyed the show.
Got high off the music, the way
yeah,
you're supposed to.
exactly.
Yeah.
And she was really the one that kind of like gave me the little nudge that I needed to go. And of course, I have a great time when I go.
Yep.
See lots of friends.
Every time.
Buddy's band was opening, so I was actually normally I'm
Are you going to shut out the band?
Bitter State. So a local Saskatoon band.
Love it.
It's kind of comprised of a bunch of guys that have kind of played in multiple different bands over the years.
That's a hell of a gig to get, by the way, opening for Dayglow.
Yeah. Ex members of Rehashed and Poser Disposer and
Poser Disposer.
Me and the Guts and kind of a bunch of different guys. It sometimes changes up. Their lineup changes up. But yeah, so they were great, and I was actually on time to see their set. Which normally, if I go to a show, it's like I'll wait. I'll go and just see the headliner
Classic
or
old guy
whatever.
move. Yeah, I'll
right?
be there
So-
by midnight.
yeah, and actually, the last couple shows I've done that, and I've missed.
Yeah.
Of
Shows are
like,
quicker
yeah,
nowadays.
Yeah,
It's
which is
sort of
good. Like
interesting,
I need to, but I've programmed my brain the last 20 years to like, show says
Lots
it's going to
of
start at
time.
9. I'll show up at 10:30.
Absolutely.
And now things are starting at 9 o'clock, and if I don't go, I'm going to miss it. So I need to make an effort.
Great
so.
shame.
But it was a great show. Done at a decent time. Had a chat with Murray, the lead singer of Dayglow, after the show again. He is cancer-free. Last time I talked to him last year when they played,
He was on
he
a
was
rough
he was
spot. Yeah, you
he
were
was
saying
kind
this
of
might
rough,
be that would have been the last
and
one.
so
Yeah.
kind of caught up with him, and he was that's always great news. I don't care who it is. When they say they've beaten something like that, that's always
Celebrate.
amazing. And
Hell yeah.
exactly. So
That's so sweet. I will say this. You dropping a Poser Disposer there. I literally had a Poser Disposer drop with Coach Mays yesterday.
amazing.
Out of nowhere. So shout out to Poser Disposer.
Hey, there we
and
go.
The boys.
Awesome.
That's so cool, man.
Awesome.
What one of the best names in the history of music, right?
Yes, yeah.
Especially for that type of band.
Oh, yeah.
So sick.
Yeah.
So you went to Dayglow. You shamed me.
Yeah.
You got to see Drugged and Driving. What else did they play there? Any other bangers?
Get
a full show review.
They played pretty much.
Big Ass Truck?
No, they didn't play that. But they played like a lot of stuff from Fetus to Fetus, a lot of stuff from Here
That's
Today,
an
Gone
album,
Out
by
Tomorrow.
the way. Those are
A
albums.
lot of stuff from Two Dogs Fornicating.
That's a nice way of putting it.
I censored myself
Yeah,
there
that
for a
was
little
good.
bit. Yeah.
Very well done.
So for me, those are probably. Oh, and then Hate Speech, their newest album that they played probably a handful of songs off of.
See, that's my big, and I told you this before. Like, Death Race is like the only album I ever listened to. So Big Ass Truck, Drugs and Driving, and then like Proud to Be a Canadian is like the only one that everyone knows.
Yep.
You know what I
Yep.
mean? So I would have went there for like 3 songs, and
Yep.
then I would have been like
Yeah.
unhappy if I didn't get one.
They played Proud to Be
As a
Canadian.
part-time
They,
fan,
they
yeah.
played
They play all the
Drunk and
bangers.
Driving. They
Yeah.
played, yeah. I mean, it was.
I was telling you when you sent the Drugged and Driving, my man, our buddy Sherman, who we love so much, and he's a big part of this. He co-hosted the Punk Show on CFCR with me.
Yes.
And we played Drugged and Driving on the radio. I thought that was one of like the best accomplishments ever in the history of radio, getting to do that. Right?
Amazing.
Like it was so cool.
Yeah.
So for you to be able to take that all in person,
Yes.
very jealous.
Yep. Yeah. It's. They will be back. I mean.
Well, yeah, now
you know,
we're healthy again.
Yeah, I think
what I'm
that's
talking about.
a big
the
thing,
biggest
and I
takeaway.
think that was maybe a little extra push for me because I'm like, oh, geez, like last time I talked to Murray, he was
You
sick. and
gave
if I
me the
didn't-
speech right here on
Right.
this set about how we have to go because this might have been the last time. So now I feel a little bit better. So
Yeah.
I've
So-
gone back and forth numerous times since we start talking about this.
Yes. So yeah, I imagine they will be back, and they do seem to kind of come through here
Pretty often.
pretty often.
Which is nice.
So yeah,
that's
I
good.
expect them next year.
We had a couple of show announcements. So I think this is sort of what we do with you now is we talk about your incredible natural products, damn 20-year promo code, and then we talk about music. And last time we were talking about Dropkick and Pennywise coming, which is going to be huge. We had another announcement today with another really fun named band.
Yes, the Circle Jerks coming
Band name, that's the name.
August 12th, I believe.
how long they-
to Louis?
Was it like 40 years or something like that? I saw?
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
a really long time.
I think like a lot of these bands, yeah, it's like 40 years, you know, because we're
just crushing it.
2024, 84. Yeah, like
Yeah.
that's, you know,
Isn't that crazy?
I know, it's wild.
So they're coming, and
wild.
it's, I didn't see the date. Do you have the date?
I think it's August 12th.
Okay, so
I
it
think
is
I
in
saw.
a couple of months,
Yes, yeah.
which is, and something else I'm getting used to is bands will announce these shows. And we're used to like back in the day, you hear a band's coming and it's like months and months away.
Right.
Now it's like this one's in a couple of months and like that one's in a couple of months. Like, holy geez, I thought there was some like grace period in between.
Well, and I always think it's cool when, so yeah, Dropkick Murphys, you know, we heard about that last week, and then it's like, okay, like there's something on the forecast, which is like it's a few months away, but it's still relatively soon-ish, right?
Yes.
Like it's this year, it's this, like what is it, October for Dropkick, I think?
I believe so. Yeah,
Something
October
like that.
18th.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you know, it's not winter yet or whatever. It's not next year. And then another show comes and it's before that show.
Yeah.
So it's like this double bonus where it's like, oh, I was looking forward to one show. And now there's another show that's actually happening before that show that I was originally looking forward to.
And we have our August No Effects show, which is their
Yes.
final show in
Yes.
Edmonton, which we have to go to as well.
Yep.
So it sounds like we've got a lot of work to do on these shows.
Yeah, I love it how it's you know, it's kind of bleak and it's like, oh, there's no shows on the horizon, and then like you
Boom,
get
boom, boom.
kind of bombarded with
Yes.
all these ones. Like, okay, I guess it's
That's that.
schedule set then.
Let's
you
get
know?
in. And
That's
not
great.
only that, you didn't get to hear on our pre-taped interview with Matt Cuthbertson from all the bands. He was talking about how they got some new Raven Witch and Untimely Demise coming out. And so that will be released in a show as well in the near future.
Sweet.
And last time we had one of those nights, I got up and sang a propaganda song. with the
Oh,
boys. So
yes.
Matt made sure that we're going to do another song. So I will be doing a song on that show. So you'll be
Amazing.
sure to be there as
Oh,
well.
yes.
And we'll just
Oh, yes.
punk rock and metal the hell out of that place.
Hell yeah.
So
That
it's
would
very
be
exciting.
amazing.
This is very good. Okay, I think
Excellent.
we're getting pretty close to calling. What do you think? Anything else on the agenda?
I don't know. I felt I had a couple things.
You were going to do an
like
unboxing, but like you
I
said,
was-
you're the only guy in the shop, so we couldn't unbox this stuff. Normally,
I-
you get here around like 3:00ish, 2:30ish, and we hang
Yeah,
out. We
little-
plan a bunch of
little
stuff, have
planning.
some
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
Couldn't do that today,
no.
so we'll do it next week because you're here every Tuesday.
that
I
works.
will say the Saskatoon Food Bank and Learning Center. We are currently at $400. That's our donation as the crutch of me using the term again. Okay, so whenever I'm talking, I say now again. That would be me using the crutch to give me some time to think about what I'm going to say next, and that's how we've been counting these out. We've had a $100 donation from my mom and dad. Thank you very much, as well my sister and her hubby with Aquaman. Hello to all the Aquaman underwater drone inspections. Super baller. They are also matching, so we have a number of $400 right now for the citywide food drive. That goes till the end of this week, which is the end of May. So you still have some time to get involved. SaskatoonFoodBank.org is where you go, and you can still get a bin, I believe, and fill it up over the next couple of days. They'll come back, pick it up for you, so you don't have to carry it anywhere. Monetary donations also very, very important. They were doing a bunch of stuff. They had a blitz going on Saturday, And this is the home stretch. And you're talking about the turnover of the seasons and how that all works and how, everything changes. They're going through their turnover of seasons within having to feed basically the lunch programs being done for the summer. So now you have this huge crowd coming back in, and you have all of the food and all the monetary donations and all that stuff that they've been propping up over the holiday season just a couple months ago, and now that's sort of running low. So the need is very, very, very high right now for our friends over at the Saskatoon Food Bank and Learning Center. So please, whatever you can do, help out at saskatoonfoodbank.org, and we will hopefully get a nice big number and get them all stocked up for the summer.
There is one more thing I wanted to mention here
like
before we leave.
Hit me up, bro.
So the Saskatoon Berries.
It's tonight.
The home opener.
Home opener tonight, Cairns Field. I believe it's sold out.
Is it?
We can't even go. It's sold out.
Okay. Well,
Are you going?
I am not. I got to take my son to swimming lessons, but my wife and daughter are because my father-in-law is throwing out the first
ceremonial
pitch.
first pitch.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
So I thought
We
that
have
was
so
kind of
much
cool.
more. I have way more to ask now.
Yeah. Well,
How did that happen?
I am not sure. I saw kind of a text thread, lighting up yesterday morning that his wife kind of sent this thing out, like, hey, if you guys want to go, you should get tickets because Tony's throwing out the opening pitch.
It'd be like a VIP thing for you. Do they get to
I mean,
go to the mound?
He's I'm not sure. I don't really know much about it. I just kind of saw it coming through. I didn't really
That's
participate
so
in the conversation,
sweet,
but
bro.
my wife had mentioned something. I mean, Tony, like the Cordy family, they're originally from Munster. They are big into baseball out there. They have always been into baseball.
But yeah, if you're throwing the first pitch.
Yeah, so I think it's pretty special for him.
No kidding.
And
We could have talked
just
to
think
Adrian
it's
about
kinda
this
neat.
too. He's got to be pumped about the berries.
yeah, well, and I guess I'd seen. I'm not a huge sports
You're
guy.
not a sports
so
guy,
I'm not.
but
I'm not.
this
in,
is a
in
big.
The
This
loop,
is
but-
this. I like to say this is transcending sports, as in like the way the team has been promoting this,
right.
and like all the swag. They got the coolest jerseys and hats, and they got beers.
I
They got
beer,
everything
I
going.
saw the beer,
That's so cool. I can't believe we left. It was even on my list. I'm such a jabroni like that. I got so excited to talk to people. Home opener tonight. I believe we'll check in with CTV's Matt Young on Thursday. But last I saw, there was like 30 or maybe 20 tickets left.
Oh, really?
Like sold out for
I
the
mean,
home
that's
opener.
awesome, right?
That's, what
That's
you want.
awesome because you never know how, whatever. A small town team is gonna what
Last
kind of draw
time
is
we had
gonna.
a team here, the Yellow Jackets, I'll tell you, they weren't selling nothing out.
Oh yeah.
And that wasn't, neither here nor there. But the work has been put into this.
Right.
Man. Like they've redid everything there.
Yep.
And so much effort has gone into basically this new team and this new journey. So if you're heading to the Berries game tonight, enjoy it. The home opener at Cairns Field.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Should
And
be
your
fun.
father-in-law's, do you know what kind of pitch he's throwing? It's going to be a fastball.
Well, I don't want to
curveball.
give too much away
I'd throw
because
the knuckleball all day.
I think
That'd
it'll be.
full-on
it'll be a knuckler.
If it's not, you're not doing it right. Because everyone always wants to throw the heat, but the heat can just go bad on its own. Like at least if you're trying for a knuckleball, it can go anywhere. And you're like, well, that's a really good knuckleball. That's why it went over the backstop.
Yep.
Like no one's hitting that.
No. So
Okay.
so yeah. So Tony, strike him out
Best
there.
of luck to you, Tony. That's so cool. Huh. All right. Got some Frankie's Fingers there, Phenom. All right, we're going to play it out. You ready?
I'm ready.
This has become a real thing right here.
Yeah, that's amazing.
People are like sending these out as promos now. So like when Matt from all the bands did it, we had like a little promo of him crushing it.
Oh, yeah?
So we're going. We're doing great.
Still amazing.
Wendy Brooks Media. Hey, if you hate social media like I do, go get Wendy Brooks. Brooksy will hook you up. She'll do all of it for you, and then you don't have to worry about it.
Like people don't realize that I can't actually hear what's
you're
playing,
doing it so
right?
good.
And yet I maybe hit a note
You're hitting them all.
or two.
You're tickling all the ivories. That's great. What a great show. Phenom, great job in there, buddy. I told him, this is like one of the busiest shows we've ever done. We had a Zoom from Australia. We had a pre-tape. We had music playing on the link up music. We had music playing after, music playing now. We got Uncle Mike in studio. Great job. You're the MVP today, bud. Well done, Phenom. To Uncle Mike, thanks, buddy. Here, keep playing with one hand.
Thank
With
you.
this one. Nice.
Thank
He's
you.
here every Tuesday. DAM20 is the promo code. Check it out. Uncle Mike's All Natural. You're going to love it, I promise you. To Matt Cuthbertson from all the bands, thank you to you, my friend, for the new music and the new imaging we got as we continue to grow here. And thank you to you for watching, as you need people to watch or else you can't do anything.
Very true.
Basically. So head to dufferinave.com if you want to be a part of it, if you're creating stuff, or if you want to promote with us or advertise with us. We got room for everybody here. As we're not looking to get rich, we're just looking to get comfortable like everyone else, as life's pretty hard out there. So Remember to be kind to each other. Karma is very, very real, and this place is a perfect example of what happens if you just keep doing good things. This is it. So we're going to keep doing that. He's going to play us out, and we'll be back tomorrow. But, you know, his dad's in the house, eh? We got him confirmed. He's coming on the show tomorrow. We'll have Curdy Anderson in here. It's going to be great. And hopefully we'll have you as well. Have a great rest of your Tuesday night, and Uncle Mike's going to play us out here. Let's do this together, a little duo. Duet?
Do this. Do one.
Oh, tickling each other's ivories. Now we're doing it.
Oh, that's a whole other show.
Slide it. This is great. We should just have piano clips the whole time. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Don't stop playing. Don't you stop playing. Take it home. Take it home.